The history books will tell us that Abraham Lincoln's birth date is February of 1809. However, we believe that that birth date is somewhere between 1804 and 1806. Because it's a story of illegitimacy and infidelity, actually. My name is Teresa Dibert, and I am a volunteer at the Bostic Lincoln Center in Bostic, North Carolina. So Abraham Enlow, a wealthy landowner in the county, would have built this cabin about 1794. Pile of stone over on that wall was probably where the fireplace was. Nancy Hanks, Abraham Lincoln's mother, went to the Abraham Enlow family. She does anything that they need, and at some point she becomes pregnant. Mrs. Enlow, believing that her husband has something to do with the pregnancy of the servant girl in her home, wants her out of the house, understandably. And she births a baby boy here in our county that she names Abraham. And we believe that that is the 16th President of the United States. For 11 years, they've kept this museum open 3 days a week, just with a small core group of volunteers. We're at the Bostic Lincoln Center in Bostic, North Carolina, that is devoted to the generational lore that Nancy Hanks lived here in our county. And we're clear that we believe Abraham Enlow is the most plausible candidate to be his father. But there are other candidates. We have a picture of Abraham Enlow's son that would have been younger than Abraham Lincoln, born in 1811. His picture is here in the museum. His name is Wesley Enlow. And the resemblance between Wesley Enlow and Abraham Lincoln is remarkable. There are letters and documentation dating back to the 1860s of women who wrote their husbands who were Confederate soldiers. In one of her letters, she writes, "To my dear affectionate husband," and in one of the paragraphs she says, "I want to tell you what the local talk is around here, besides the talk of war. According to the talk, that old Abe was born right here in Rutherford County. Mrs. Martin told some folks that she knew for sure he was born here in the county because she knew Nancy Hanks, his mother, personally. There are census records, church records, first-person testimony that put Nancy Hanks in this county. The Reverend Jesse Head stated that a black-haired little boy left with Tom and Nancy after the wedding. Certainly when you're running for president in 1860, the fact that you are illegitimate is not something that you would want to be well known. He told very few people in his life. The people that he told documented it later on in books. Most of those books we sell here in the museum. We've had an archaeologist and then amateur archaeologists up here over the years. They also found a lot of the buttons and the buckles that they determined are late 1700s, early 1800s. And if you believe that Nancy Hanks was the mother of Abraham Lincoln, she only birthed one boy that she named Abraham. We absolutely see it as sacred ground because we believe completely and wholeheartedly that Abraham Lincoln was most likely born here.